Let's be honest, shall we? We all love that sudden burst of motivation. It feels fantastic, doesn't it? Like you can conquer the entire world with a single cup of coffee and a brilliant idea. You feel energized, excited, and ready to dive headfirst into your next big thing. This feeling is powerful. It's intoxicating. But here's the hard truth. Motivation is a feeling, and feelings, they come and go. You simply cannot build your dreams on something so fickle. So, what's the alternative when that initial fire starts to dwindle? It's discipline. Discipline isn't a feeling. It's a commitment. It's the quiet, steady force that shows up even when motivation has packed its bags and gone on holiday. Think of motivation as the flashy sprinter who starts the race with incredible speed. But discipline is the marathon runner, pacing themselves, focused on the long haul. Discipline is the bedrock, the solid foundation upon which you can truly build something lasting and meaningful. It's the decision to do what needs to be done, regardless of how you feel in that particular moment. The problem is, we often mistake that initial surge of motivation for a permanent state. We think, this time it's different. I'm so motivated, I'll definitely stick with it. But then life happens. The novelty wears off, challenges arise, and suddenly getting out of bed early or tackling that difficult task feels like climbing Mount Everest in your pajamas. This is where most people falter. When motivation fades, and believe me, it will, discipline is the unwavering friend that grabs your hand and says, "Come on, let's go." Every great journey begins with a spark, an idea, a desire for something more, something different. Perhaps you want to improve your health, learn a new skill, write a book, or simply create better habits for a more fulfilling life. These initial moments are often filled with such hope and boundless optimism. You can see the finish line in your mind's eye, you can almost taste the success, and that vision fuels your first steps. This is the power of a new beginning. It's fresh, it's exciting, and it feels like anything is possible. In those early days, motivation is your constant companion. You wake up eager to work on your goal. The tasks feel less like chores and more like exciting steps towards your dream. Progress often comes quickly at the start, which further boosts your enthusiasm. You're riding a wave of positive energy, and it feels incredible. This honeymoon period is wonderful, but it's crucial to recognize it for what it is, a temporary phase. Then comes the inevitable dip. The path gets steeper, the initial excitement wanes, and the daily grind sets in. Obstacles appear, progress slows down, and self-doubt starts to creep into your thoughts. Maybe you miss a workout, or your writing session feels unproductive, or your business idea hits an unexpected snag. This is the point where the journey stops feeling like a thrilling adventure and starts feeling like hard work. It's where the internal chatter begins. This is too hard. I'm not good enough. Maybe this isn't for me. This is the critical juncture where motivation often deserts you completely. This struggle to maintain momentum is incredibly common. It's a universal human experience. The shine wears off, and suddenly the compelling reasons you started with seem distant and less powerful. This is the stamina struggle. So what happens when that motivational fuel tank hits empty? This is where discipline steps in, not as a harsh taskmaster, but as your calm, reliable co-pilot, ready to take the controls. Discipline is the art of doing what you know you need to do, even when every fiber of your being is screaming, "I don't want to." It's about choosing your long-term aspirations over your short-term feelings. It's about showing up for yourself consistently. It's not about feeling good. It's about doing good, for yourself and your future. It's the quiet voice that says, just for 5 minutes or just this one task. Discipline helps you build momentum, even when you're starting from zero. Think of it like pushing a heavy flywheel. The first few pushes are incredibly difficult, requiring immense effort for very little movement. But if you keep pushing consistently, day after day, the flywheel starts to turn a little easier. Soon it gains its own momentum, and it takes far less effort to keep it spinning. Each small act of discipline, getting up when the alarm goes off, writing one page, making that sales call, is a push on your personal flywheel. These actions accumulate, creating a powerful force of progress that becomes easier to maintain over time. Discipline thrives on systems and habits. not on fleeting emotions or inspiration. Motivation wants the perfect conditions, the right mood, the stars to align. Section 4. Titans of Tenacity. Learning from the disciplined. When we look at people who have achieved remarkable things, it's easy to attribute their success solely to talent, luck, or genius. But if you dig a little deeper, you'll almost always find a powerful undercurrent of relentless discipline. These individuals weren't always motivated. They faced setbacks, boredom, and the desire to quit, just like everyone else. The difference is, they didn't let those feelings dictate their actions. They understood that talent alone is not enough. It needs to be cultivated and driven by an unwavering commitment to their craft or their mission. Consider elite athletes, for instance. Think of someone like tennis legend Serena Williams or basketball icon Michael Jordan. Their highlight reels show incredible skill and breathtaking performances. But what we don't always see are the countless grueling hours spent in the gym, on the court, perfecting their technique, pushing through pain and exhaustion day in and day out, year after year. They didn't wake up every single morning bursting with motivation to train. There were surely days they felt tired, sore, or uninspired. But their discipline, their commitment to their goals, made them show up anyway. It was the disciplined routine, the non-negotiable practice that honed their talent into greatness. It's the same for great artists and writers. J.K. Rowling faced numerous rejections before Harry Potter was finally published. Imagine the temptation to give up after the first, second, or even 10th rejection letter. It takes incredible discipline to keep writing, to keep believing in your story when the world seems to be saying no. Section 5. Forging your fortress of fortitude. Practical discipline hacks. The good news is that discipline isn't some magical trait you're either born with or you're not. Absolutely not. Discipline is a skill, and like any skill, it can be learned, developed, and strengthened with practice. It's like a muscle. The more you use it, the stronger it gets. So, stop telling yourself you're not a disciplined person. That's just a story you've been telling yourself. You have the power to change that narrative starting today with small, consistent actions. You can build your own fortress of fortitude, brick by disciplined brick. It starts with understanding that it's about progress, not perfection. One of the most powerful tools to kickstart discipline, especially when you're stuck in procrastination or self-doubt, is what I call the 5-second rule. It's incredibly simple. The moment you have an instinct to act on a goal, you have 5 seconds to physically move or your brain will kill the idea. So if you know you should go to the gym, the moment that thought enters your head, count 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go, and move. Get out of bed. Put on your shoes. This simple act of counting backwards interrupts the habit of overthinking, hesitating, and talking yourself out of it. It pushes you into action before your feelings can sabotage you. Another cornerstone of building discipline is creating routines and rituals. Our brains love predictability. Section 6. The finish line is just a disciplined step away. Listen, there will absolutely be days when you want to throw in the towel. Days when your bed feels like the most wonderful place on earth, and the thought of facing your to-do list feels utterly exhausting. These days are not a sign that you should quit. They are not a sign that you're failing. They are simply a part of the journey, a test of your commitment. Motivation will whisper sweet nothings about taking it easy, about maybe tomorrow. But your discipline, that quiet strength you've been building, will be there to remind you of the promises you made to your future self. It will remind you why you started. Embracing discipline is a choice. It's your power. It's you deciding that your dreams are more important than your temporary discomfort or your fluctuating moods. It's about understanding that the real magic doesn't happen when you feel like it. It happens when you do it anyway. Each time you choose discipline over distraction, you are casting a vote for the person you want to become. You are telling the universe, and more importantly yourself, that you are serious about your goals. This isn't about being perfect. It's about being persistent. It's about getting back up one more time than you fall down. That feeling of resistance, of not wanting to do it, that's often a sign that you're on the right track. Growth happens outside your comfort zone. When you push through that resistance, when you do the hard thing even though you don't feel like it, that's where the transformation occurs.